Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of After the Buzzer. Huddy here, and today we'll be, of course, recapping the games from yesterday. We only had two of them. Both of them were decently close, so you love to see some good playoff action. We had Wizards and Sixers game number 4, and the Jazz versus Grizzlies also game number 4. The Wizards trying to avoid a sweep here as they were down 0-3 going into this series, going into this game. So it wasn't really looking too bright in the situation, but the Wizards did end up pulling away with the win here. Embiid did leave the game with an injury. I think it was like he fell on his back and he somehow was out. He's doubtful for game number 5 with like a knee soreness thing. I don't really get it. He's been battling injuries all season, which is the reason he's not the MVP in my opinion. I'm not sure if this is a hot take because I'm not really sure why people don't have Embiid as their MVP, but I'm guessing it's because he hasn't played the full season. My hot take is that Embiid would have won MVP if he played the whole season. I'm not really sure if that's a big hot take. I'm guessing it's a cold take actually. But what I found funny in this game was that at the end the Wizards were just fouling Ben Simmons over and over again instead of letting them waste time on the clock and try to get points. They have a dynamic offense with Danny Green, Seth Curry. I guess Embiid was in at the time, but Simmons and Tobias Harris and Matisse Thybulle, Tyrese Maxey was getting some minutes in there. George Hill off the bench too. So they were just fouling Ben Simmons. He was 5 for 11 from the line at the end of the game. 5 for 11. They just kept fouling him over and over again, and he just kept missing over and over again. So it was a good plan by Scott Brooks and the Wizards staff and just players, but listen, you can't really go into this game confidently if like your point guard is just going to keep getting fouled at the end of the game to only get 1 point on the drive instead of 2 or 3. Because if you're a team like the Sixers, where you have guys like that can hit a 3 from anywhere, being excluding Simmons, all right, you have Thybulle, you have Korkmaz, you have Tyrese Maxey, he was shooting decently well too yesterday. He had like 14 off the bench. You have Seth Curry and Danny Green. Then you have Embiid who can literally shoot the ball too, and the whole entire and Tobias Harris too. This offense is very dynamic, and just if you foul Ben Simmons, then you're only gonna get a point. But so in this game, the Wizards were able to pull away with the win. Joel Embiid is doubtful for game number 5. Either way, I think that this series is kind of over. I mean, I don't think that the Wizards are coming back from a 3-0 deficit. If they do, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. But moving on to the next game, we had the Jazz versus Grizzlies. Now the Jazz are up 2-1 going into this game first of all, and the Grizzlies are trying to tie it up at 2 apiece after winning game 1 without Donovan Mitchell, and but the Jazz were able to pull it with the win. This is 3 straight wins for them now after losing game 1, like I said, without Donovan Mitchell. And he showed up this game like he always does in the other games too. He dropped 30 points, led the game actually, also with Jordan Clarkson with 28 off the bench. 24 off the bench. That's your 6th man of the year. So what else can you expect from him? Triple J and Dillon Brooks each with 21. Ja Morant with 23. Ja Morant is starting to shoot the ball a bit more, which is good for a point guard. But like people talk about Ben Simmons not being able to shoot and stuff. People are not really talking about Ja Morant not being able to shoot too well. And the reason why they're not talking about it is because Ben Simmons doesn't shoot the ball once. So people don't expect him to shoot the ball. They don't watch him miss any shots because he doesn't shoot the ball. But Ja Morant is shooting the ball. For example, this game he shot 7 times from downtown, only made 1 of them. He still ended up with 23 points, and 12 assists. But he shot 1 for 7 from 3 in that game, and it's just not really that good because he's not really known as a shooter either. Like, let's go back to game number 3. This was Ja Morant, 2 for 7 from the line, still ended up with 28 points. Let's go back to the game where he dropped it was 47 points. I think that this game he might have been on from 3-point range, but let me quickly check. See, Ja Morant had 47. He was 2 for 7 from the line. He was 2 for 7 from the 3-point line, still ended up with 47. And now we go back to game number 1, which they won, of course. And in this game, it was led by Dillon Brooks, but he still had 26 points. He was 0 for 1 from the line, from 3-point range. So he's been shooting, other than game 1, he's been shooting about 7 times per game, and he's only hit, if we do the math right, He's hit 4 out of 28 shots. It's if you know math, that's not too great. And if you know basketball, you know that that's not too great. It might be 4 for 21. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm doing the math right, but he hasn't been shooting too well, and not many people are talking about it because, of course, he's a dynamic playmaker, dropping 47 points. But you also have to think that Simmons is playing with Embiid, who's taking some of the shots. You also have Tobias Harris and Danny Green, Seth Curry. But the Grizzlies do have a chance to, I think, maybe make it a fun series. But I think with the Utah Jazz up 3-1, they will not blow the lead this time around, unlike last season with Denver. But I think that they will keep this lead this time. They will move on to the next round to play to the who knows, because the Clippers and Mavericks, that series is tied at 2 apiece. Right now the Nets and Celtics are at halftime. I'm expecting the Nets to win. If the Celtics do come back, I gotta buy Jason Tatum jersey, because I said that the Celtics would not win 2 games in the series, but. After this game, we do have the Clippers game. We also have the Blazers-Nuggets game, which is also tied at 2 apiece, so that's going to be a fun one to watch. But either way, the Jazz, it looks like they're up now 3-1. They probably won't blow the lead to the 8 seed, the Grizzlies, and they will probably move on. And the Philadelphia 76ers, they lose game 4, but, in the end, I think that they're going to win. And James Harden is pretty nice right now. He's about 20 points at halftime, and he's dropping dimes everywhere. But that will wrap up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great day. And also, by the way, I think soon we will have other videos other than the Dinwiddie, sorry, not Dinwiddie. I don't even know why I said Dinwiddie. Other than the After the Buzzer videos, we will have team report card grades. We have a new webcam coming in. By the way, I'm just filming on a GoPro right now that I use for skiing videos. But we do have the new webcam coming in. We have a new microphone right here. And, yeah, that's basically it. Hope you guys have a great day, and peace.